Good morning. Are you guys out there? What time is it? Oh, 7:37. Happy Monday, happy Memorial Day. How is everybody today? Good? All right, it's time to get real. Are you ready? So today we're doing something a little bit different. I was doing some food prep and I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today. And I'm thinking, okay, what should I do for Memorial Day? Another party tips, or, talk about drinking maybe, and how to keep that under control. And instead, I'm thinking, I'm doing food prep right now. I think this is a good time to show you guys some real life food prep with Dawn Lefevre. Trust me, it will not be a cooking show because I can cook. I don't have a little script today. I don't have any awesome, good morning, Eileen. I don't have any awesome tips. I'm just going to kind of run you through how I'm food prepping for the week while I'm food prepping, okay? Because I think a lot of us, it's intimidating and we think it has to take so much time and we don't know what to cook and we think we have to eat one thing and our family has to eat another. And I got over that a long time ago. And so I'm going to show you today what I'm doing for the week. And I didn't really have a plan as to what I was cooking, but I always have food around to cook, okay? Sorry, you guys, my nose is running a little bit. I think it might be allergies, and I think I'm going to sneeze in a minute, so forgive me. But I always have food around to cook. I know what I like to eat. I know what my family likes to eat, and so I just always have those things around to make something every week. And I'm having my family over later, my mom, my brother, my nieces, my nephews, and hopefully Robin and her friend are coming home, and Jill and Nolan will be here, so I'm making some food for them. And last night, if you watched my video, I was having a bad day, and my mom was asking me what we wanted to eat tomorrow, and do I want her to bring anything, and quite frankly, my brain was not even able to think about that at the moment. And I said, I don't know, Mom, maybe we'll just order something. Maybe she said we'll order something. And I said, yeah, that sounds good. But then I got up this morning, and just like I said last night, everything always looks better in the morning. I feel much better, had a good night's sleep. I think I was just tired, so sleep is important. And I'm thinking, I don't want to order food. I don't mind pizza, but I don't know. I just don't want all that processed food, salt and sugar and fat and stuff like that. And so I just started cooking. And I figure if I'm going to make some food for today, I might as well kind of morph it into what we're going to have all week, because that's how I cook. I usually cook once or twice a week, big, and then we eat that all week. So sometimes that's to my family's dismay. If they don't like what we're having, or on day 4, they're thinking, oh, this leftover chicken again. But it works for us because I don't want to have to think about something to make every single day. And so I just like to do it once or twice a week. And then maybe morph the chicken that I grilled on Monday into a salad on Tuesday, into a soup on Wednesday, or something like that. And so today I threw a roast in the crock pot. I don't know if you see this way. So if you see the crock pot behind me, I grabbed the roast out last night. I'd had it in the freezer for quite a while. I'd ordered 2 of them from this one lady where I get my meat. And I always just wait to make a roast until somebody's going to be here. Quite a few people are going to be here to eat it. And I thought, okay, family's going to be over tomorrow. I'll throw that in the crock pot. And all I did with that, this is the chicken one, but they have a beef one. All I did with that was put this is the chicken. So don't put the chicken in your beef roast unless you really want to. But I literally threw it in the crock pot, dumped some dried onion on it, some oregano, some garlic salt, some onion powder, some basil, some parsley, just anything I had in my spice cabinet. And then I put 1 can of beer, some water, and I think I put some dehydrated onion, and then 1 heaping tablespoon of the beef bouillon in there. Shut it, put it on high, let it go. Okay, so that's going to be for later. I don't know if that'll be done in time to eat today, but we'll eat it tomorrow, and then I'll probably make a hash out of it, and then whatever else. And then to go along with that, I have these potatoes. I just take potatoes, wash them, cut them in half, stick them in a 9x13, put a little bit of salt and butter on it, stick them in the oven at 425 for, I don't know, an hour maybe, until they're done and crispy. So the roast and the potatoes, I'm kind of low on vegetables right now, but I think to go along with that, I've got a zucchini, so I might just slice this and then grill it, and so that'll be a meal. So that's one meal I've got going. Another meal that I have going right now, if you can see the pan behind me, I just sauteed some onions, and I diced up some of those potatoes that I already had out. I'm frying those in a little bit of olive oil with salt and pepper. And then I had some leftover shredded zucchini that I had in the freezer from when Robin made some zucchini bread. I took that out, still kind of in a big ball. I'm just kind of going to turn this down so that I can get that to unthaw or to thaw out a little bit. So I'll have the onions, the zucchini, the potatoes, and then I have some leftover pulled pork. This is actually from Jillian's graduation party. My brother was awesome because I was so tired that day. Hi, Danielle, if you're listening. But he took the pulled pork home, bagged it up into these little individual 1 cup serving sizes, and then stuck it in this freezer. And then maybe a week later, he said, I have some of that. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. So I have got like 4 or 5 bags of this frozen pulled pork that was left over. So I'm going to take that and then stick it in with my potato and zucchini mixture, and then I'm going to make an egg bake out of that. So once that's all sauteed, I will throw in some eggs, mix it all up, and then I'll put it in a 9x13 to bake. And so that can be like a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner. I don't mind eating breakfast for dinner. That doesn't bother me at all. I actually like that sometimes. And so that's really a complete meal. You got your protein with the pork and the eggs, and then you've got some carbs with your potatoes and zucchini, and then your fat will come from the egg yolk, a little bit from the pork, and then a little bit from the olive oil that I'm sauteing that stuff in. And so that's kind of a complete meal there. So I've got the roast, the zucchini, and the potatoes, and then I've got the pulled pork egg bake that I'm making. And then I think the other thing I'm going to do is it's starting to get a little cooler, so I'm going to make a soup. Soup always turns out different here, always. It never turns out the same twice. I will show you a hack that I use. I love the Pacific bone broth. I just get it at Kroger. It's kind of expensive, but it's got a lot of protein in it. And the ingredients are water, chicken, onion, carrots, celery, spices, cider vinegar, rosemary. That's it. That's all that's in here. So this is a really good, clean broth that I use. So I'll take a couple of these, a bag of shredded carrots. I'm going to dice up an onion. We'll leave that out. I'm going to do that. This is when I use that chicken bouillon. That makes it pretty tasty, the better than bouillon. So I'll put a big tablespoon of that in there. And then if I typically will have leftover chicken in my refrigerator. I grill chicken every single week, but I only have 2 chicken breasts left because I used it to make that pasta salad that I brought to that party that's on the post from, I think maybe Saturday. So I don't have that much grilled chicken left. So I do, you're going to laugh, but I do have the premium chicken breast canned in water. So I'll take this chicken and I'll just dice it up and throw it in there. And then I'll just let that cook. And so I'll have another complete meal. So I'll have the soup, the egg bake, the roast potatoes and zucchini. And that should feed us today and then give us enough leftovers for the week to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner too. And then maybe by Thursday, I'll have to, think about making something else. I'm not sure. So that's kind of how I cook. I used to take an entire day usually a Sunday. And grocery shop, come home, put it away, clean all the fruits and vegetables, plan my menu for the week. That lasted for about 3 Sundays. And then I thought, you know what, that's an awful lot of work. That's like another job on Sunday. So I kind of just like to do it once or twice a week and then refill the fruits and vegetables I've been eating. Right now I've got some strawberries in the fridge and some cucumbers in the fridge that are already cut up. And then what I don't have in the house is any cake or cookies or anything like that. Because if that's in the house, no matter what, if it doesn't matter how much delicious, nutritious food I have in the fridge, I will eat the cake and cookies first. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, the onions are getting to me. If there's a trick out there where you get onions to not make you cry, everybody says run cold water or whatever. If you have one that actually works, let me know, because that, holy Moses, makes my nose run, makes my eyes water. But yeah. So anyway, I'm crying. So that's what I've got on the menu this week. I'm trying to think of any other tips that I can tell you. But, you know, have the good food around. Have the foods that you like around. I use Kroger Quick List. I very rarely go into the grocery store anymore. I just go, I order what I think I'm going to need for the week and just go pick it up. Right now, I think they have free pickup, so you don't have to pay that $5 service fee. So I'll even order, I was making a taco salad the other day and need lettuce and cheese. That's literally what I ordered, was lettuce and cheese, because I didn't want to go into the store and get it, and it's just so convenient. So there's really no excuse not to be prepared. There's really no excuse not to set up your environment for success and not to have good things to eat. Because the last thing you want to do maybe after a long day is have to decide what it is that you're making for dinner when you're tired and hungry and just don't feel like doing it. You guys, you know what? I think I'm only going to put one of these in there. I'll save this for later. That roast, like I said, that will become something else later in the week too. Probably a soup. That'll probably become a soup later in the week with whatever I have on hand. So, and then as I'm cooking, I have my phone and I'll just make a grocery list, because I'll be out of eggs after this. So I'll just add that to my grocery list. And I don't make it a big deal anymore. I don't make it like this big event of what are we going to have for dinner. And like I said, sometimes the kids like it, you know, sometimes they don't. Most of the time they do. Sometimes they get sick of having the same things over and over. So I'll just say, hey, I'll give you some suggestions. If you have some suggestions, I'll make it. And just pretty easy. Just kind of take all the temptation, like we talked about the other day, all the temptation of grabbing, you know, something bad or something that isn't really going to help you get to your goals. If you have something to look forward to, something to eat that you really look forward to. All right, so then for the soup, I'm just taking the onions, and I'm taking about half a bag of carrots and throwing that in. And then I'm going to open these cans. And sometimes, you guys, sometimes I really like to cook, and sometimes I really don't like to cook. It kind of depends on my mood. After my kind of bad mood yesterday, cooking is something that is just almost mindless for me and soothing and therapeutic. So I like doing that then, just to, I don't know, get your mind off things, nothing you have to think about too much, just have at it. I never use recipes. I'm not a recipe person. I used to use recipes, but then I decided that I like the way I season things more than the way they told me to season things. We like a lot of seasoning in our house. It is, I've been told a couple times, wow, Aunt Dawn, that's a lot of seasoning that you have on there. Well, yes, it is, because we like flavor to our food. So there. So then what I'll do here is I just take this can and I take my knife and kind of just chop it like this a little bit, so it gets a little bit chopped up. I can't believe I'm telling you guys it's canned chicken, but you know what? The only ingredient is chicken, and sometimes in a pinch, you do the best you can, people. You do not have to be perfect. I'm going to tell you, chicken soup, remember that show Semi-Homemade with Sandra Lee, I think? But semi-homemade chicken soup is going to be probably much better for you, much more filling, much, you know, you'll be proud of yourself for eating that than leftover gross cold pizza, right? All my dogs here, I give her the chicken fancy. So then I'll do that. I've got that in there, and then I'll pour 2 things of this bone broth in here. Sometimes I'll do this in the crock pot, but my crock pot is used up with the roast. So that's another thing I like pork, chicken, beef. I'm not a big fan of wild game, not a big fan of seafood. And so we just basically eat pork, chicken, beef, and eggs. But you gotta eat what you like. Nobody around here seems to mind too much. And then for the soup, the other thing that I do is I'll make some rice and just put that on the side. And then anybody who wants rice in their soup can just take some of that rice out, put it in their soup, their own serving. Okay, because I don't like rice in my soup. I really just like chicken vegetable soup. Yeah, so that's it. So I did that. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper and a bay leaf. So this pepper. And I'm looking, people come over and see me cook before, and they think it's funny that I wear an apron, but I don't know, I don't want to get my clothes dirty. So I'll put a few bay leaves in there. Boom, chicken soup, done. I would usually put some diced celery in here, but I don't have any, so. Sometimes I throw a potato in here instead of rice, so I like that too. Put these over here. So there we go. Now that's on the stove. Boom, done. It really, you guys, it really can't be easier. So think about what it is that you're having for dinner. Think about what it is that you're going to eat for the week. It is so much easier to already have an answer to that question than to try to figure it out on the fly and then defaulting to your quickest go-to grab convenience food. Okay, so hope that helps. Hope you have a great Labor Day. Like I said, my family's coming over. I want to try to get our pool cleaned out a little bit, and then after today, work on closing that this week. So this will be the last, because I looked at the weather, it's supposed to be kind of chilly and rainy. So yeah, that's where we are. Hopefully this helps you a little bit, kind of show you that food prep doesn't have to be that intimidating, and it doesn't have to be that nerve-wracking, and it doesn't have to be that hard. Just make it simple, eat what you like, and that's it. All right, guys, have a great week or day. I will see you tomorrow. Chime in on this video if there was something you liked or if there's something you had questions about, and maybe tell us what you're having for dinner. Thanks, guys. Bye.